This is set number 7572, The Quest Against Time, from the Prince of Persia LEGO line that released in 2010, which tied into the release of the movie Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. The movie was made by Disney and based on the video game series of the same name actually. Basically, in my eyes, it's LEGO basing sets on a video game. Suddenly, at the end of the year in 2010, all of the Prince of Persia sets were clearanced, all sets retired just after 9 months in store. I found this one way out of town for half price, so I think I got it for 50 NZD. It did retail for 100 NZD though. Apparently that's also still what it's worth in sealed condition today, which is crazy to me. I would pay that. The set overview here is the third act set piece, which doesn't get featured in the bigger set of the wave, but actually a nice smaller one instead. How neat. We get some really good minifigure inclusions and a whole lot of video game mechanics built into this really great looking LEGO gauntlet set. This set is built in two separate chunks, the front and the back, and if you look closely, you can probably imagine where that split is made. I really love LEGO sets that act as little circuits with a start and an end point, so we'll start from the front section along with Dastan and we'll try to make our way through the gauntlet. Starting at the front here, we have some nice 2x2 plates with studs amongst that really cool tan, grey and nougat coloured parts that make the ensemble of the tomb. The first of many traps here are the swords. By pushing on this segment here, you can release them and push them forward, a gimmick that gets stuck sometimes because it's really old and those swords might actually bounce back at you, but still, it looks really fabulous once it works. If Dastan can escape those swords, he gets to progress forward until he encounters this really great buzzsaw. Exact same gimmick as before. If you push on the exact same design segment here, you can launch the buzzsaw. I've always thought that this was one of LEGO's best designed elements of their entire catalogue. It looks cartoony, straight out of Looney Tunes, and being connected through a Technic peg in the middle there, it means that it's always going to have some really good spins for coming into contact, a cause and effect piece. Dastan can narrowly escape that section by jumping over this here obstacle. I'm not really sure what it's meant to be, maybe like a wooden trap or something. It's got its own wheel and you can turn that, and that makes trap number 3. Once he's made it through that, he's free to walk through this doorway here, carefully avoiding that last second sword swing attack. It's a sword on a stick. It'd be pretty embarrassing if he was able to make it through the buzzsaw and the swords, and this is where it ended for him. Overall, this front section here is great if you ask me. I love the colors that are used here and the techniques that are used for all of those trap elements as well. It makes for a really great representation of the game series, and that's really important to me. So we now move on to the sand glass, which is something that I actually do recognize from the movie. And oh quick, final trap. One last attempt at taking out Dastan with a collapsing floor tile. You can rewind time and confront Nizam, who stands here by the sand glass. I really love the design of the sand glass here, being made entirely out of translucent yellow bricks built inside a rock cave structure. Best part of the set easily, and you can insert the dagger into this area and the brick will actually light up. You'll have to forgive her, she is struggling to project some light after 13 years, but it still works actually, you just have to hold it in the right place and at the right angle. And for a 2010 design, it looks pretty accurate to the movie in my eyes. Around the back here we can see just how that light up gimmick is performed. That dagger is literally pushing the brick against the grill piece there. Yeah, that rubber knife is being used to push a heavier plastic brick, so naturally some of the daggers that you have will start to show some warped features over the years. This element of the play feature I'm not so much of a fan of. There's nothing else going on here underneath this section of the build though. The Prince Dastan minifigure here was the exact same one included in the market set that I recently looked at on this channel. I love that minifigure so much and we have to honor him for giving us such amazing LEGO pieces. His scabbard that attaches to his neck and the long brown hair were both introduced for him specifically. Disney just has that special kind of budget that allows LEGO to go above and beyond for their lines. 2 katana swords included, slightly altered so that they can better fit the landscape. He's one of my all-time favorite minifigures. And this is Princess Tamina, who is also the exact same minifigure that I recently looked at in the market set. As I mentioned in that video, she is also quite a special minifigure. Apparently she was the first one to use that hairpiece, or at least the first one to use it in that color, I'm not so sure. She has a double-sided expression, but she doesn't have any extra accessories. This one looks to be like she's in a much better condition than the market set one. I mentioned that really bright white torsos like this can fade over time, so it looks like I still have some time left for this one. This is Nizam, the main antagonist of the movie and played by Sir Ben Kingsley. This was the first time he'd be adapted into LEGO, but not the last. He was featured in 2 sets in total, this one and the Alamut Castle, so he was only available in the most expensive sets. He comes with the dagger, which was a specially molded piece, only released in this series of LEGO sets until it made its way into some other themes like The Hobbit. The gold prints on his robes are the part that stands out the most to me. He does look really nice. This is Zolm, the leader of the Hassassins and exclusive to this set. He features some really nice parts, like reusing the head garbs that all of the Hassassin characters feature, but his head and torso are exclusive to this set. He has some pale eyes and a scarred face, and he's included with 2 snakes because he has the power to control them. He is probably the main reason for why you would consider getting this set due to his exclusivity, but I do think he's genuinely a really great figure overall as well. No double-sided head, unfortunately. This Prince of Persia one is actually one of my favorites of the line. I'm not sure what the general consensus for this one is, but these gauntlet circuit type sets are my all-time favorite kind of LEGO playset. I've covered a few of them here on this channel, and I will always want to cover these types of sets. I love the traps, I love the references to the video games, I love the overall design, and I love how well it represents all of the Prince of Persia material. This is one of the Disney sets that I plan to always keep on my display. If you enjoyed this look at an older licensed LEGO set, liking and subscribing does help to support this channel. Ka kite anō.